Hi, everyone.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the PowerGen attendee webinar. Thank you all for joining. As a note, this will be recorded, so we will provide the recording after the webinar for the PowerPoint. We will also have some time at the end of the presentation for Q&A if you guys have any questions. So we will get started to be mindful of everyone's time. We want to go to the first slide. Great. So Power Gen is just in a few days, starting on Monday, January 19th. Registration will open. We have some pre-conference happening Monday as well with our PowerGen University and some of our co-located events. We still have some room in those Monday activities as well. If any of you are going to be in town, it would be great to add them onto your registration. Our exhibit hall opens Tuesday at 10 a.m. Before the exhibit hall opens, we do have our opening keynote. So wonderful to get in early, get your badge, and go to the keynote. But really excited for our event. Here, we'll open for 3 days, and then we do close a little bit early on Thursday. We will close at 1. On our next slide, we have a basic layout of the street floor. So when you get into the building, you'll come in through the lobby where you'll find registration. To the left is going to be Hall 1. Hall 1 there is where our keynotes will be. We will have 4 keynotes and all of them will be in that Hall 1 area. Then directly in front is the main exhibit hall. This is where we will have our center stage, our education zones, where there will be all of the exhibiting companies. We have almost 500 exhibiting companies this year. So all of their booths will be here on the show floor. Lunch will be on the floor. We do have our connections lunch, which are going to be round tables to have just different topic-based discussions, but we will also have our conference lunch. So if you are a conference pass holder, there will be provided lunch for you here. Lots of wonderful things on our floor. Be sure to check it out on the next slide. We have a little bit better view of what our floor is. So different things for the current cafe, the different zones we have, our meeting zone. This is a place where you can make meetings, scheduled one-on-ones with different attendees to meet together and reserve tables. You can do that in our mobile app, which Ashley will kind of talk through at the end of this to give a basic demonstration on the mobile app and how you can do those things. So lots of great things happening on the floor, lots of places to get coffee. We will have the current cafe, which will just be full of coffee during the time. So really great areas there on the floor. Make sure to check it out and go through the floor. On our next slide, we have our meeting level. So this is level 2. This is where a lot of our co-located events will be happening. The speaker ready room, our press room, a quiet room. If you're needing breakfast roundtables on Thursday morning for our conference attendees, those will be happening on the second floor. And then on the next slide is our third floor. This is where all of the conference programming will happen. We have 10 conference tracks, so those will be upstairs. On Monday, we will have our PowerGen University and our Water Power Hydro Basics up on this floor as well. So on the top third floor is where we will have these educational sessions.
So starting on Tuesday morning at 8:30, we are going to have our opening keynote, which is sponsored by ANA. So we have an executive panel with as well as some additional presenters. So make sure you stop by. We will have coffee in the morning. You don't need to get your pass right away to enter this. So, you know, if you're sleeping a little bit, you can definitely still attend, and then make sure you pick up your badge before you head to the conference sessions as well as the exhibit floor. And then in addition to our open keynote, we do have other keynotes going on. In the afternoon on Tuesday, we'll have the new Grid Balancing Act from 1 to 2. And then Wednesday, we'll also have a keynote in the morning Powering the AI Era, a new blueprint for growth at 8:15. And then again, another one at 1, bottlenecks and breakthroughs, getting power projects built. So make sure you stop by. And like Steph said, that's all going to be in hall 1. So right to your left once you enter the main lobby. And then our technical conference program, we have a lot of great programs within our 10 tracks from Tuesday to Thursday. Like Steph said, this is going to be on the 3rd floor. If you are a conference pass holder, you have access to this. If you do not, that's fine. You can definitely make those changes now in your registration profile, or you can make those changes to your pass on site at registration. So make sure that you see if what you're available to access and definitely attend some of these great sessions. And then in addition to our technical conference program, we have our knowledge zones. This will be on the exhibit floor. We have our center stage with some high level conference sessions that are about panels and about an hour long. And then we have our 45-minute sessions in the data center zone, nuclear zone, and O&M zone. So make sure you stop by. We'll have those sessions going from Tuesday to Thursday as well. For breakfast roundtables, this will be Thursday morning. This is for conference attendees as well. This is a first come, first serve, so make sure that you wake up early to grab a seat at one of these topics. This is a great opportunity to not only network, but also kind of have great discussions. We'll have moderators from our committee to kind of help with discussions. So definitely stop by, grab some breakfast from the buffet, and start talking. And then connection lunch. This is open to all attendees. Like Steph said, if you are a conference pass holder, you do have access to the lunch buffet. If you are not, we do have some great grab and go spots. So whether you're at the buffet or not, grab your lunch and take a seat at the connection lunch. This is similar to our breakfast roundtables, except this will be on Tuesday to Wednesday on the exhibit floor. You can pick one of the topics that are there. We'll have some sample questions to kind of get conversations going. Another great opportunity for networking. We'll have some moderators, but if not, again, those sample questions will kind of help get everything going. So definitely make sure you take this opportunity to meet some new folks and talk about what's going on in the industry. And of course, join us for our networking reception on the exhibit floor. This will be on Tuesday to Wednesday from 3:30 to 5. There'll be some bars selected at some of the sponsor booths. So make sure you find those and grab a drink and start networking. And in addition, definitely join us for our opening night reception. This is going to be really great. This is going to be at the Grotto, which is at the Convention Center. This is going to be on Tuesday from 5 to 7. Make sure that you do have your badge. So, you won't be granted access if you don't have your badge. So whether you're coming in Tuesday or Wednesday, make sure you have that for entry. And then we have our meetups. Again, so much networking. So another great opportunity. We have meetups in all of our zones in the exhibit floor, as well as room 221A, which is for our power producer meetup. That is for specifically power producers. So just keep that in mind. This is going to be, we'll have, notifications on the mobile app, so you know when these are about going on. But if this is something that is fitted for you, definitely attend. We'll have some moderators to help facilitate some conversations. But again, this is really just to kind of meet, folks that you may not know already that are in the same profession as you. So we have definitely quite of a variety from within Tuesday and Thursday. And then lastly, our post-event surveys. So, your feedback is really so appreciated. We take this feedback in consideration every time we plan our show for the following year. So definitely take that survey. You're going to be receiving the survey at the end of the conference. Upon the survey completion, you will be entered in a chance to win a $100 Visa gift card. So great opportunity. If you are a conference pass holder, you must complete the survey to receive your PDH certificate. So make sure you keep that in mind if you're looking for those hours. So definitely keep a lookout on those emails and definitely give us your feedback.
Everyone. So I did just put in the chat a few mobile app resources for you. So that's going to include the inbox in case you had any questions or just needed help logging into it or just additional questions on how to navigate the app. I've also included the URL to access the web version of the app because we do find that some people like to access it on their computers before they get to the event. Might just be easier to scroll on your computer versus scrolling on your phone. Additionally, including the link to the App Store. So if you have not downloaded the app, if you click that URL, it should open directly from the device you're on. If not, we do have the QR code on this screen, so feel free to scan it, download the app, and then you'll log in with your email address that you're registered with, as well as your registration ID. So note on that front, if you did attend last year, make sure you log in with your email address and the password that you created last year. If for whatever reason you can't remember that password, feel free to reset it or just shoot us a note in the mobile app inbox. Additionally, in that chat, I included our resources URL. So the things that I'll cover in the demo that I'm going to do shortly will also be listed there. So it'll help you maximize your app experience and making sure you're getting the most out of the actual show once you're on site. But while I get ready to share my screen, and as I said, we'll do a full demo of the actual app, do want to highlight some important things that you can do in the app that you can't do anywhere else when you're on site. So we will have our interactive floor plan, so that way it'll help you navigate the entire show. It's not just going to be the expo hall this year. It will also be the additional levels, so where our meeting rooms are, networking areas, all of that will live in the app. We also have our lists, so anybody who's coming to the event will be listed in the mobile app. So that includes our exhibitors, our speakers, our attendees. You have that, and then you can actually network with them directly in the mobile app. You can search for all of our sessions. So if there are any last minute changes, which we've seen in the last week or two that there have been some last minute changes, but if there's a room change or any maybe speaker changes, all that will be updated in real time for you in the device. Lastly, you can search for product services, build out your entire schedule. And another thing that I'll show you once I get logged into the app is another nice incentive to actually download the app is to make your on-site registration more streamlined. So we have our QR code in here. You'll be able to pull that up, scan it at Reg, and print your badge. So it makes it just more quick and efficient for you. So that way you can actually start diving into the show. So Gabby, if you want to stop sharing your screen, I'll take over. Share without audio. All right. We are good to go. So I am already logged into the mobile app. As I said, you're going to log in with your email address and your registration ID. My view is going to be a little bit different for you guys just because I'm in here as staff. So you'll see I have some things that we're testing behind the scenes. So once it's ready to go live, we'll make sure that we launch it, but you can ignore the first two blocks on my homepage. So first thing I'm going to cover is that QR code that I said earlier. So QR code for badge pickup, you click that first orange bar. This is your QR code. So you're going to just go up to the kiosk, scan that, and it will print your badge for you. I'm going to hit back and we're going to start with navigating the actual homepage. If it is your first time logging in though, it will have you confirm some onboarding questions and build out your profile. It'll confirm how you want to do any contact sharing if you want to share your credentials with any of your connections or people you have meetings with. But otherwise, we ask that you click on notifications and you'll see here, I'm going to hit this continue button. So that way I can get my push notifications directly to my phone. So we will be sending event reminders throughout the days that we're on site. If there is something else that comes up, we'll make sure to send a push notification. So that's a feature you do want to turn on so that way you're in the know and up to date as possible. So I'm going to go back to the homepage and we have it broken down into 3 areas. So we have our searching for blocks, our building your schedule blocks, and then our networking blocks. So searching for is pretty straightforward. This is going to just help you identify who you want to see and who you would potentially want to meet with at the show. So you can click on a list of exhibitors, attendees, or speakers. So if I wanted to click on the attendee list, for example, all of these will have filters that you can actually use to help narrow down who you're looking for. So whether it's a specific company, whether it's a specific size of a company, something, maybe a specific topic that you're interested in, you can use any of these features here to help you narrow down a specific topic, click on it, apply, and now it's going to show me who falls under those categories. What's nice about clicking into the profiles, you can always click into them to learn more about this person. So it looks like Aaron, he's based out of California. and then his company type, financial institution, and here's all the topics that he's interested in and just more information about him. So what's nice at the bottom here, I have 2 blocks. I can either skip him if maybe Aaron's not somebody who I'm interested in. Sorry, Aaron, if you're on this call. No offense no offense. Or you can actually mark somebody as an interest. And interest is basically favoriting someone. So anybody who I favorite, I can actually access that at any point in the homepage of the app, which I'll cover in a little bit. But it's really a great way for you to reference people who you were interested in, or if there were things that you wanted to follow up with, same thing with the companies, etc. Also from this page, you can request a meeting directly with them. So when you request a meeting, you always want to add a personal message so that way the user knows why you would want to meet with them. And then what's nice about this, so I have a temporary location since our company's not a real company, but you'll be able to select locations. We have our meeting house again this year, which is a great area for you to be able to schedule meetings with anybody in the app. So if you wanted to pick that as your area and select the date and time for a meeting, once the user accepts the meeting, it'll actually assign your table number in the meeting house. So we'll have table numbers there, so you'll know specifically what time and which table you're going to be meeting them. Once I want to meet with someone, I will hit the request a meeting button. I won't do this for the sake of the demo, so I don't confuse Aaron, but Aaron will receive an email that will tell him that I am interested in meeting with him. When he logs into the app, he'll actually see that on his homepage as well, and then he can accept or decline the invite. So I'll go back. So as I said, exhibitors, it's the same deal. This is just going to be our participating exhibitors who are at the show. You can use filters to help you find more of them. Click into profiles, you can see where their booth is, more about their company. And if they do have this little, see under their logo, under the 3 dots, there's the Find Me at 1647. That's going to be connected to their booth. And that actually will prompt up the interactive floor plan. So if you were curious to know where they were at the show, you can click on that and find it. So I'll go back and just a note on the interactive floor plan, as I said, because we do have the different halls or the different levels this year. Here's Expo Hall. I can zoom in and see all of the companies there. I can search by the list of companies if I want to. What's also really nice is we can toggle under Expo Hall. You'll see there's the ballroom level and the meeting level. So this will show us the other locations that are affiliated with the show. So just a nice way and easier tool for you to navigate. The next section I'm going to cover is building your schedule. So this is going to be around making sure that you're adding sessions to your event agenda in the mobile app. So the first block is going to be our full schedule. So this is going to show you every single session that is happening at the show. Note if a session requires additional registration, if you have not added it on in registration, you will have to go to your record to see if it's still available for you to add on. So just want to call that out there. If you're not seeing conference sessions, or I want to word this a little bit differently. If you're a conference pass holder, you'll be able to see all the conference sessions. If you're not a conference pass holder, you will not see those sessions, but you will see the sessions that are available to you. But what's really nice about it, we do have 2 blocks here. One is pre-filtered around all of our education sessions. The other is pre-filtered around any of the networking opportunities we have at the show. If you want to add something to your schedule, it's super easy. You just hit this little calendar icon that's going to be here on the right-hand side. It has now been added to my personal schedule. If I want to learn more about a session, I can click into it, see where it is, main lobby, so I can actually click on that and then view the floor plan to see where it's located. Additionally, I can use filters. So this is another great area to help you narrow down and find what specifically you're looking for. So if you are looking for a session with a specific audience type, apply that. And now I can see all these sessions that are applied to that. I can click into it, read my description, see who the speakers are, etc. Once I filled out my schedule, if I click on the schedule button all the way at the bottom, so you see we've got the home button, the chat button, schedule notifications, etc. I click on that, it's going to prompt me to my personal schedule. So in this area, it will give me recommendation sessions that the system recommends based off of my interest or how I'm engaging with it. So I can always skip these, but anything I've added to my personal schedule will be listed here. Same with meetings. If I have them listed, they will appear here. All right, so I'm going to go back to the homepage, and then just another area that I do want to highlight that we think is a really great opportunity is going to be this networking session. Ignore the orange button below because that is strictly just for exhibitors for right now. But networking, this is really going to help you making sure that you're finding the right people and connecting with the right people. So as I said earlier, if I've marked somebody as interested, I can see all of those people listed here. It just makes it easier and helps me be more organized. I go back. My connections. So a connection in the app is going to be anybody who you have a meeting or who you have a meeting with or mutual interest with. My recommendations is going to be the platform generating people who I might potentially be interested in, who I haven't explored. So you can actually swipe left or right on somebody, or you can just hit the skip and interest button at the bottom. From this page, you can also request a meeting. Lastly here, you'll see I have a meeting scheduled with Katie. So this was a temp meeting that we had scheduled. So I'll be able to see all the meetings that I have booked in the app. If I had any pending meeting requests, it would be listed under here. So that's a way we want to call out. So if you guys do see somebody has sent you a meeting request, please respond to it, whether you want to accept it or decline it. That's okay if you decline, as long as you're responding to it, we would greatly appreciate that. Otherwise, interested in me, no one has marked me as interested yet, but I would be able to see those who are interested in me. It's just another great way to see somebody who's looking in your profile, and it might be another great way for you to say, oh, like, should we connect, and open that window for opportunities to connect further. Otherwise, lastly on here, I'm going to call out the chat functionality. So you can chat with anybody who you have a scheduled meeting with or a connection with. So if you wanted to learn more about them, follow up on the conversations, definitely utilize this feature to continue your conversations. So I think that's it in regards to high level for me. More menu on here, it just has additional resources and links for you to access. If you want to see our socials, our event info page, etc., all of that will live here. And just because it's on the homepage of the app, I'll give you a sneak peek. Our vibe check that will be going live when we're on site at the event is just a way for us to hear how the show's going for you. So if it's going well, how are you feeling? Are you feeling energized? You're positive? Or if you know, you're like, we need more water in this area, let us know, because we do read this at the end of each day and we use it to take action on throughout the event. So that will go live every day at the event. So just make sure that you give us any feedback if you have it. We greatly appreciate it. So I'm going to stop sharing my screen. And with that, I think there was nothing else besides just questions if anybody wanted to ask any in the Q&A or in the chat. Neil, I wonder with the color-coded talks, were you referring to like the different track colors that were listed in the app? I'll give you, yes, okay. So the track colors are, so the reason the sessions are different colors is because it's based off track. So each track is a different color. So Gabby, I don't know if you want to elaborate on this. You'd probably be able to give a better example than me.
Sure. So the color of each track is just based off of the type of track. So, we have both conventional and renewable energy topics. So those are where the colors kind of come in hand. If it's blue, it's renewable. If it's orange, it's conventional. And if it's kind of a mix of the color, they kind of target both.
Yep. And you'll only see the sessions that you have access to. So as an exhibition or an exhibits pass, you'll be able to access the education on the floor. So any of the zones, center stage, the keynotes. You can also purchase any of the Monday courses. And with the conference pass, that is what you will need to access the 10 conference tracks that will happen on level 3. So the conference pass gets you all access, and then the exhibit pass only gives you the education on the floor.
We had a follow-up from Neil.
Yes, utilities are also considered power producers.
You're welcome. Any other questions?
If you guys have any questions after this webinar, feel free to email us at info@powergen.com. We are happy to answer any questions. Just give us about 24 to 48 hours from your email to respond. We definitely are getting lots of emails coming in right now, but we will definitely get back to you as soon as we can. But if there's no other questions, thank you all for your time. As we mentioned, this presentation will be sent out to you guys, and the recording. We'll also list the recording on the website as well. We also will be doing a new attendee tour on Monday. So if any of you want to join us there, we'll kind of go through the presentation a little bit again, as well as walking through the convention center to kind of actually see the layout a little bit, since we are spread across 3 floors. If you have any questions on that, again, just shoot us an email and we're happy to give you more information for that attendee tour. But thank you all.
Looking forward to seeing you soon. Safe travels.
Thanks, everyone.